This Dad's a Mama Bear, Father Alienation Studios, and I'm still working on tearing down my deck and repurposing the deck as a fence for a concession stand that I'm making for my children. And this episode is about the judge denying a mother's request to alter or change an increase in child support, not to hurt the mother, but to hurt the father. So I should start by saying I was divorced for about 7 years before we had any trouble, and already remarried and had 2 children with my new wife. And my relationship with my ex-wife and the exchange of the children, everything was perfect. And one day she just flipped out and started this court stuff. But in the process, she told my older 3 children that she wanted to get an increase in child support from me. Now, right here I should say that for 5 to 7 years I paid her $700 a month over the child support recommended. But then she took me to court and successfully took physical custody of my children and just left me with legal custody. And my legal custody is not, my joint custody is not joint at all. It's joint. It says mother has final say, mother can decide all matters, mother can decide visitation. So she decided that she will let me see them again when they're 18. And that seems to be okay with the court. But she also told them she wanted to increase child support. So the children spoke up and said, well, Dad doesn't make much money. He's the only one working, and that's going to hurt Dad and the other children. And my ex-wife told them, well, that's his problem, and you guys come first, so I don't care about the other children. So we go to court, and I stand on the outside of my ex-wife's church with a sign that says stop parental alienation, stop child abuse, emotional child abuse. And everyone says, oh, you are embarrassing your children. Why do you stand there? Do you know how it could be hurtful to them? Well, I stand there because I don't know what else to do. I was not successful in defending myself in court, and I stand there looking for the one, whoever the one is. And one day a police officer stops and he says, I've seen you standing here for several weeks, what's going on? So I told him the story, and he gave me a phone number. He said, here, call this man. This is a lawyer who helped me. So he gave me a lawyer. And so I was really glad I stood there that day, because that was very helpful. That lawyer worked with me on payments and everything. And we went to court. And my ex-wife tried to increase the child support. She's living with her mom. They have her income and her mom's income. She doesn't pay any rent. So that should be counted as income towards her. Plus, she's working now. Let's get to the point. The judge looked through all the paperwork, and he said, well, when you first made the agreement for exchange of the children and everything, that was so many years ago, and you weren't working at the time, speaking to my ex-wife. He says, now you're working. And so when I calculate everything, if I make an adjustment in the child support, it should actually go down. So I'm going to deny your request to adjust the child support. So we leave. I just be happy for what I could get. But really, we should have fought for my full rights, which would be to have the child support decreased. So even in giving me a good judgment, it was a judgment against me. He should have adjusted the child support to go down Instead, he tells the mother, I deny your request. It's kind of like wink, wink. I better deny your request, because if I don't deny your request, you're going to lose child support. So therefore, I deny your request to alter child support. It's just a story I felt like telling. I think of these things little by little, and I think I better start putting these things down. This Dad's a Mama Bear, and I'll see you in the next episode.